It's Tom Antion live, and it's kind of a rough day here in Tom Antion live land. We had one of the four-legged family members named Baby go to doggy heaven tonight, or this morning, and she was just such a joy. We got I think maybe 7 years ago, where she was nearly dead. She was hairless, a little white pretty dog. Bichon Frise is what they are. She has no hair, hundreds of flea bites. They said she had a skin disease. Nobody wanted her. She stunk to high heaven, and so we adopted her, and it's just amazing. Bichons have tails that wrap up around over their butt, but hers was wrapped underneath her to the point we thought it was broken. And then with love and affection and nutrition over the course of a year, that tail came up and over, and then she was one of the biggest personalities, sweetest dogs for a long time. She'll be missed sorely. And then to throw on top of that, Rubik's, my protection dog, might have some kind of degenerative spine disease. So we're going to be a couple weeks before we can get that evaluated, which very nasty. He'll lose total use of his hind legs, which retires him, and if it keeps getting worse, it climbs up through his lungs, and you have to put him to sleep. So just a lot of Kleenex used up the last couple days, and then throw on the 3 police officers in Baton Rouge. I mean, so it's been a little crazy around here. So you might be noticing that my picture is a little bit different. Let me refresh this so we can get any comments coming in. Picture might be a little bit different, and that's one of the tips I'm going to give you tonight. I've got right now, we're looking through this thing called an LIEQI LQ003 3-in-1 photo lens. Now, this is a little gizmo that has a wide-angle lens, a telephoto lens, and a macro lens, so that you can look at close-up stuff, get really close to things and have it in focus. And I had another thing that was $220. It's got glass, high-quality lenses, but you have to have a special case. This is a special case for my iPhone. You can see you screw in the lenses right there, and this thing I think was only like $15 or so. But what's cool about it, I'm going to take it off now and go back to the normal picture. Maybe that's scary to see me more close up. But this is it. It's so much more versatile, even though it's plastic lenses and the quality isn't quite as good. But it clips on. I had it clipped on the iPad. You can clip it on your iPhone. You can actually clip it on your laptop webcam. So it's very, very handy little gizmo there. So it's called a 3-in-1 photo lens. Again, I don't see any like real name brand on it or anything, but it's model LIEQI and then LQ003. So I don't know. I've probably got it off of eBay or somewhere, but it works beautifully. So that's that. Let me put this away somewhere. And get my notes up here for tonight. We canceled Sunday night because out of respect for the shooting in Baton Rouge. Oh, excuse me, somebody's texting me here. Let's see. Sorry. This is stay calm, Ruby. This is called an iStun. It's a stun gun that looks like a iPhone. So it's also a thing that has a flashlight on it too. Yeah. So now if you took my brutal self-defense course, you'll see that I'm not a big fan of stun guns. I mean, if you had this and you tried to get me with it, and I knew you had it, I'm gonna take it off you and beat you to death with it, basically. But you know, there's so many things that could go wrong with a stun thing here. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of, I don't know, scary things going across the screen. And let's see if we get comments. I got like a computer here to show comments. And by the way, folks, if you're on we broadcast on multi-channel, so if you happen to be on Antion Associates, come on over to facebook.com/Antion so I can see all the comments. If not, I won't see the comments till afterwards. And I don't know what that thing is. It's either scary or we hate you, or I don't know what it is. It certainly isn't thumbs up or love, but anyway, that's an iStun, it's called. Okay, so hey, Charles from Melbourne, Australia again, not Melbourne, Florida. It's 11 a.m. on Tuesday here. Other than your books, which book has expanded your thinking to a significant degree? Other than my books, expanded my thinking. Let me think about that and I'll during the course of this. Hi, Rebecca. Looking good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Diane, Jamie Coyne's here. Hey, Jamie, how are you? So let's see, what books have really moved me? I'm mostly a how-to book kind of guy. I usually read how-to books, and lately I've been reading a lot of books on retargeting. I'm trying to think of any big thinking books. Oh, I'll tell you one. It was called How to Become a Billionaire. And it wasn't a real hokey kind of book. It was how billionaires, the premise of it was most billionaires did something that changed the world. And I'll give you a modern example. I think Simon Cowell is a billionaire. And he changed the world. I mean, yes, there was Star Search in the old days, but he took this America's Got Talent, X Factor, and all these things and gave breaks to people all around the world that had never gotten breaks. So he did something really big. So I like thinking about things that can really change the world for the better, even though I do a lot of just simple stuff. Hey, George, how are you? Wayne, hi, how are you? Glad you could check in. Tom, hey, good to yeah, it's easy to see me, Tom. I'm still as fat as ever. Tom is really Mr. Buff. So let's get going here and see what we got going today. Always warning that there could be some foul language when I get fired up about something. Oh, let's get into our fake sponsor tonight. We always have a fake sponsor. In other words, this company is not sponsoring me, but they're my fake sponsor, and it's Chandrika Ayurvedic Soap today. I kind of use sponsors, fake sponsors that are things that are around me all the time, and I don't think that their advertising slogan is going to hold out because it says Chandrika, the real secret of natural beauty for the past 76 years. I don't think anybody would accuse me of being a natural beauty or any kind of beauty. But it does not contain any animal fat, and it is not tested on animals. So I use Chandrika Ayurvedic Soap, and they're our fake sponsor for the evening. All right, so what's coming up in this episode? Well, I got an interesting mailbag question about Google. In the news, showing your underwear can cost you $600. I'll prove that to you in the news section. On scams, beware those that want to help you. I'll show you why you should be careful of that. In the brutal self-defense section, we'll talk about sucker punches. Show you either how to do them and how to recognize them. All right. I don't want you just going around practicing them, though. All right. These are when really trouble is coming up. And I want to thank people if they could hit their share button and also subscribe or follow me. But I think there's a thing in the top right of your screen which you can drop down, and that way anytime I go live, you'll get notice of it. And I promise you I won't go live frivolously. It'll be something worth talking about. On the speaking tip, I'm going to talk to you about let's get emotional. Show you how that helps your speaking. On the A-hole of the week, I'm going to talk to you about a dangerous and soon-to-be, I hope, ex-lawyer. And then in the hero of the week, here's a question for you. Do you think deer can swim? Well, we're going to find out in the hero section. All right, let's go to the mailbag. I wrote down the questions here. Jerry wants to know, do you like Facebook Live? Well, here I am, Jerry. I'm here. Let's see, Wayne says, will anyone win a year's supply of the soap? Well, I wonder how many you use in a year. You know, if you only use it once a week, that's only 52. Let's see, you could probably only 10 bars. So, Leader Sean says, keep up the great work, Tom. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I like Facebook Live because for a couple reasons. One is that, you know, Facebook played us for years. Not me, because I saw it coming. But they want you to get everybody to like your page and everything, and then you can't reach them unless you pay. So I just skipped all that and didn't waste 1 ounce of time on getting people likes. So that's why you don't see that many likes on my pages. I just went directly to paid traffic and didn't waste a lot of time getting people that I couldn't reach anyway unless I paid for them. So the reason I mention that is because using Facebook Live, they're pushing it so much that you kind of go to the top of the line and more people get to see your Facebook Live feeds than any of your regular postings. Now that will go away eventually, but I'm going to try to get in there and get a solid foothold and a following before they start weaning away from it. So yes, I like Facebook Live. Helen says, every time I do a search in Google to see how competitive certain topics are, I get results in 40 to 50 million pages or more. And she says, please don't tell people on here the topics that I'm researching, because she wants to maybe develop them. Well, here's the thing, Helen. This is a little known trick that people just, don't know. In fact, a major guru out there was teaching this totally incorrectly and making people build a whole business based on falsehoods, all right? So I don't want you to do that. So whenever you search something in Google, I want you to put quotation marks around it to see how many competitive pages are there. Because, and I picked some oddball topic just as an example here. I put in archery tips. That's the keyword phrase, archery tips. Well, if you don't put quotation marks around it, you get in my case, where I'm located in the world, I got 1.6 million competing pages about archery tips. Well, if you put, and all that really means, if you don't put quotation marks, is there's 1.6 million pages that has the word archery on it and has the word tips on it, but not necessarily together. So it's totally worthless. It doesn't mean a thing to you. But if you put quotation marks around it, you get 88,600, which is 18 times less competing pages. Now, 88,000 pages is not anything to worry about. With you can really make inroads with that small of a number. But whatever she was working on was much more competitive, but still, it probably wasn't 40 or 50 million pages. She just didn't put quotation marks around it. This is for multi-keyword phrases, all right, because they're going to be more targeted to whatever you're trying to sell. Okay, so that's our mailbag for tonight. Use quotation marks. Okay, a couple announcements. Butt Camp's coming right up, folks. July 30th, for those of you who don't know. Butt Camp is one of the longest running internet seminars on the internet since 1997. And it's a crazy name, because I'm sitting here on my rear end making all this money, called it Butt Camp. So that's coming up on the 30th, and you can stream it anywhere in the world. And it falls along with my business plan of low price, high quality products for years and years. So it won't cost you much. And here's even further. If you've paid once, you can actually come live for free, or if you're paying, you only pay a small streaming fee. And Janet Oh, there's Janet. Hey, Janet. She says, love butt camp. Yeah. Yeah, she's been with me for many, many years, probably about when it started or before, huh, Janet? Um, so she has a internet operation out of Maryland. So anyway, you can go to Tom Antion Live, and you'll find a link there. It says Butt Camp Virginia Beach. Antion.com/buttcampvirginiabeach.htm is the link to it. Or you can always email me directly. I'm very accessible at orders@antion.com. Orders@antion.com. And I can give you details. Sponsorship videos. We had this sponsorship thing with Roberto Candelaria to teach you how to get big companies to sponsor you. I forced a girl that works there, Lakia, to go. She is kicking and screaming, I'm busy. I made her go for the 2-day weekend. 2 weeks later, she's got her first $2,000 towards an event she's doing in October. Another lady that was there got $3,500 straight out sponsorship for something. I don't know what it was. So these are relatively small things, but that's just $2,000 in the first 2 weeks. Lakia is doing a women's conference in October, and that's just the first one, $2,000. All right, so she'll probably quit after this. I probably screwed myself over, but I like people to do things that are around me, and if they move on to bigger and greater things, hey, great. I've got some, I'm always happy to have allies that I helped put where they're at. So yippee for her. Okay, yeah, Janet was there even before Butt Camp, I think. Okay, again, I'm looking for 2 or maybe 3 people at the most that are serious about professional speaking. I have an accelerated pro speaking mentor program, Antion.com/pro speaking. Antion.com/pro speaking for that. And please hug your pet today. They're with us. It's just unfair that why they're with us such a short time. But if you have any pets out there, give them a special hug. I'm really busted up about the baby and if something happens to my Rubik's, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what. Okay, news. Timminsville, South Carolina. They have put in a no saggy pants ordinance. Okay. Now, I go to Colonial Shooting Academy right down the street on Witch Duck Road in Virginia Beach, and right on the front door, they don't allow saggy pants either. Apparently, this saggy pants are not constitutionally protected. I don't know. But you will be fined $600, and they put it in with this ordinance. Let me read it here. It was passed with a vote of 5-1, and it prohibits anyone engaging in public nudity, displaying pornographic material in public, or wearing trousers or shorts where undergarments are exposed. They're probably going to get some challenges against that, because I know a lot of girls wear bra straps showing, but I mean, it's just not the same thing. Right? Wayne says, sweet. Hashtag no saggy pants. Okay, let's see. What's next here? Now, this next thing has to do with our brutal self-defense tip we'll give you later. Scott Thompson, a 32-year-old father of 2, is dead after he got sucker punched. And he got hit in the head. It ruptured a blood clot on his brain that no one was aware of. And, sometimes things happen and it exposes things in a good way so that you find out about them. In this case, he's dead by the time he got to the hospital. Got hit in the head. And part of the brutal self-defense is you must protect your head and not get sucker punched. So I'm going to talk to you in the brutal self-defense about recognizing situations to get sucker punched, and then if you need to do it yourself, what to do. Okay. Now the scam bag is where we find the scumbag. So this is, instead of a mailbag, it's a scam bag. So here's the thing, folks. Somebody that's been scammed is more likely to get scammed in the future. This is clear as a bell. All the tests, the surveys of people, Now, there's a lot of people who don't admit they've been scammed, but and the smarter you are, you're still susceptible to getting scammed. And there's an old saying that if you think you can't be scammed, this is an old saying by an old scammer. If you think you can't be scammed, I want to meet you. All right, because everybody has weaknesses that can get poked. All right. See, Janet says, to all listening, Tom Antion taught me how to become a professional speaker and internet marketing. He is the best. Thank you very much, Janet. I'll send you a check. Wayne says, hashtag pants on the ground, hashtag looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Mine sure don't. You know, I got that Dunlap disease. I got my belly Dunlap over my belt. Okay, so we'll get to that later on not getting hit in the head. All right, but scam bag, you're most likely to get scammed again. So what's happened is there's been a bunch of scammers that come up with anti-scam recovery departments and fake things like that. Let's see, Rebecca says that's from a past American Idol contestant. I'm not sure. You're talking about the hashtags or what? So you got to be careful if you get scammed and then somebody calls you up to help you recover from the scam. It's a scam. All right. Nobody calls you up to help you recover from the scam. So be careful of that. So if anything's happened to you or somebody around you, oh, pants on the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Don't fall for it again. Cut them off. I mean, if you contact a legitimate entity for help, that's one thing. But if you get an unsolicited call that's going to help you recover from your scam, it's a scam. All right, don't fall for it. Okay, self-defense tip, sucker punches. And this is an original quote of mine, is if you get knocked unconscious, unconscionable things will happen to you. It's an original quote by me from brutalselfdefense.com. Well, anyway, /videos, because that's where you could purchase the videos. And by the way, I'm so upset about all these bad things that happen. I'm begging you to buy these videos, and I'm going to give you a 25% discount coupon called, if you go to brutalselfdefense.com/videos, read the description. If you go to purchase, you use Stay Safe as the coupon code, and it'll take 25% off, like $75 or something. So I want you to have this. And that's still off the pre-publication price because we're still prettying up the site. Okay, stay safe. Yeah, Rebecca says that's a scamming scammer. That's right. And I see a lot of things going across the screen here. Okay, so here's the thing about sucker punches. First thing is, and the main rule, or one of the main rules that we have in self-defense is you must watch the person's hands. But in this case, it can trick you. They're going to try to trick you. That's why they call it sucker. They're tricking you. All right. So one of the ways people will trick you is you're in some type of confrontation, and all of a sudden they want to make friends. So they go to shake. Come on, shake hands, man. Let's stop this. If you shake hands with your right hand, which is probably your dominant hand, they hold it, pull you in while they hit you with the weak hand right in the head. Okay. So if anybody all of a sudden wants to make friends, no. You go back to your no. Keep away. You keep distance. You must keep distance between you and any kind of confrontation. So that's the first thing. If they go to shake hands after all this bad stuff, bad blood, they're trying to sucker you. All right? And don't feel, and see, the nicer you are, you feel like, oh, well, maybe I should go along with it or I'll be the aggressor. No. Don't let anybody near you. Okay? And don't shake hands with somebody that's been an aggressor. It's just, you're just asking to get your teeth knocked out. Okay? So that's the first one. Next one is they misdirect you. So they they're saying, come on, let's take it outside, and but uh-oh. All right, you're lucky, man, because you see that guy over there, he's an undercover cop. All right? But as you look over there, they backfist you or elbow you. All right? Because they misdirected you. You're looking over there, and that's why this thing with you're supposed to watch people's hands, but in this case it can get you clocked and knocked out. So, boom, no, you keep watching them and keep away from them. So what if there's an undercover cop? Great, that's in your favor. You're up here showing that you're not the aggressor. This is how we teach to show you're not the aggressor, open hands, but I can still clock you with the open hand if I need to. But I can't. I'm protecting my head and keeping you away from me. So don't let them misdirect you. Another thing they'll do is put their hands up like, hey, I give up, man, but boom, a hammer fist you in the face. All right. So those are all sucker punch techniques, and you just reverse them if you had to use them yourself. And we always teach when you are justified, you strike first. If you wait till somebody else hits you, it might be too late. They knock you out, you're dead. All right. So you got to be. It's a fine line. But if you're threatened and you feel that if you take that first hit, you're in trouble. You're already behind the 8 ball. You got to strike first and worry about the legal stuff later. All right. But it's a lot of fine lines, and that's why I want you to see the tape so you can see all the different situations and nuances that myself and Alan Baris, who was my co-instructor, taught. Let's see. Janet says, thanks to Tom Antion, I've been teaching at the local community college in 3 counties for over 8 years now. Thank you. All right. And she's selling her own stuff too, so that's awesome. Okay, so that's sucker punches. All right, your internet tip for tonight is SpeakPipe. You can have voicemail right on your website for free. You go to speakpipe.com, and they'll give you a little widget or a little piece of code to put on your website. And you can try this. Hey, there's Alan Baris. Hey, Tom, got here a bit late, but good stuff so far. Yeah, Alan from surviveanddefend.com is something you go get a membership from him too. So between the both of us, you will have an infinitely greater chance of staying safe in all kinds of situations. And we cover in your car, in parking lots, active shooter stuff, in bars and nightclubs and hotels, just all kinds of things. Improvised weapons. I'm just so passionate about this. I want you to stay safe, and I want to help you. Okay, so anyway, SpeakPipe. You put this code on there, and somebody can click a button on your website. A little box opens up, and they can click another button and record you a voicemail, which is then emailed to you, and you can either listen to it in the email and then click a reply and send them a voice message back, or call them up, or whatever you want to do. But it's totally free, folks. Speakpipe.com. And I get messages all the time because it's easy for people. You want to make it easy for people to contact you. You know, when I see these contact forms on people's websites, nobody fills those out because they figure nobody's ever going to answer it. All right? But if they leave you a voice message, it's easy for them to do, and it's easy for you to respond, and it's, like I said, it's totally free. Crazy not to do it. All right, so that's your internet tip. Okay, your speaking tip, I'm going to go to the Wake 'em Up book for that now. This is one of the classic books ever on public speaking, Wake 'em Up Business Presentations. Actually, the total title is How to Use Humor and Other Professional Techniques to Create Alarmingly Good Business Presentations. And it's based on my clock guy on stage, and everybody's on cots, and he's waking them up, So, but I want to talk to you about one specific phase of speaking called using emotional language to move people to action. So I've got this is from page 129, and I'm going to read a set of facts. Janet says, the best book, yay, about somebody's trying to pitch to get some money for some road signs and things and guardrails. And I'm going to read the first section as just the facts of the situation. Then I'm going to read the second section as adapted with emotional language. So here we go. And by the way, you can get this at antion.com/wakebook.htm. Antion.com/wakebook.htm. And if you want, I can personalize it for you. Or you can get the ebook if you want. Okay, here's the facts. There have been 11 accidents in the past year at the Sharp Curve, which is 2 miles north of Cherokee Lake on Route 857. Installation of guardrails, warning signs, and a flashing light will cost approximately $34,000. Even though we have not balanced the budget this year, I feel that we should appropriate money for this project. Thank you. All right, that's the basic facts of the situation as presented by an untrained person to a city council, let's say. All right, so here's the version with emotional language put in. On July 18th of this year, John Cochran was found dead. The radio of his car was still playing when the paramedics got to his overturned vehicle. John's neck was broken. It was snapped when his car flipped over an embankment. No one here knows John Cochran because he did not live here, but he died in our neighborhood. Most of you do know the hairpin turn on Route 857 that has been the scene of 11 accidents this year alone and has injured many friends as well as strangers. We need money to put up guardrails, signs, and a flashing light. I know money's tight, but I hope you see fit to find the funds to remedy this situation before the unknown John Cochran becomes one of your loved ones. You see the difference there? Who do you think is going to get the money? Right? The second one, and that was by adding emotional language. John Cochran was found dead. His neck was broken. It was snapped. This is also a term, I think it's called onomatopoeia, where the word sounds like the actual thing, snapped. His car flipped over. Let's see, it's killed many friends as well as strangers. The last line is the killer. The unknown John Cochran becomes one of your loved ones. Put it right in their lap, see? So that's using emotional language, and you have to really think things out when you want to move people to action, and this book helps you learn how to do it. So that's called using emotional language. All right, there's your speaking tip. Okay, our a-hole of the week, I've mentioned this lady before, is Marilyn Mosby. The reason I bring her back up, because today, well, for those of you who don't know who she is, she's the prosecutor in the city of Baltimore. And she is an ambitious witch, basically, a political, up-and-comer, will do anything to hit the limelight. And this is where, in the Freddie Gray case, she immediately came out, said things that prejudiced the case right off the bat, in that, no justice, no peace. I hear you're calling. Well, that's not, a prosecution should never say anything like that. And then she charged these 4 police officers with the most heinous crimes. 4 acquittals so far. I mean, I think there's 6 police officers. 3 acquittals and a hung jury. And the judge is slapping her around, saying, you didn't have anything on these people, and you rushed to judgment. One person is, Wayne says she's a political hack. This law professor has put a complaint to have her disbarred. She's doing Vogue magazine, and I have nothing against that stuff, but when you don't do your job and you only want to make a name for yourself, well, she just made a name for herself. Piece of shit. Dangerous fucking piece of shit this cunt is. I shouldn't have slipped that one out, but I couldn't help it, folks, because lives are at stake here. So what happens? So arrests are down in Baltimore, I don't know how many %, a lot, and shootings and murders are up. I wonder why. Do you think that as a police officer, you want to go in and push everything and get arrest people if nobody has your back? All right, no. It's like, I don't want to lose my pension and my kids won't have a school, can't go to school, and I'll be homeless. I mean, no. So she's direct, and a lot of people say, well, she did it to keep them from burning Baltimore down. Well, I don't know. Is it the two wrongs make a right? So you ruin 6 officers' lives and careers because you don't want to burn down a building over here. Why don't you police these people harder and make them quit burning down buildings? How about that? Instead of sticking up for the low-life assholes, all right? So Wayne says amen. So, boy, I really slipped out on that bad word, didn't I? But I'm telling you, I warned you, you know. Piece of shit. She should resign and go crawl back the hole she came from. But she's oblivious to it. Nope, she's going to go through with the rest of the things, and she has no evidence, not even a chance in hell of convicting anybody. The only ones that got the hung jury had a jury trial. The black judge admonished her for having no evidence, and everything is screwed up. She just overcharged, and they shouldn't have been charged in the first place. With all the stuff that's coming out that he hurt himself on purpose near the end of the trip. You know, her whole premise was he got a rough ride. In other words, they bashed him around in the back of the van. Totally debunked, didn't ever happen. All right. So that's your asshole of the week, Marilyn Mosby. Please, somebody play this for her. Send it to her. Tell her, fuck you. I don't want to say it again. Okay. So let's get something good. How about the hero of the week? Does anybody know if a deer can swim? Put it in your chat box there if you think a deer can swim or not. I know there's a delay here, but apparently, I don't know if those are for the deer swimming or for Marilyn Mosby. So, can a deer swim? Janet says yes. Well, a guy named Rob Curdy was out fishing with his buddies in Long Island Sound. And again, I like to highlight people that, you know, are not going to get the normal, you know, worldwide attention, all right? Alan says he saw a couple fighting the other day, but never seen them swim. So anyway, these guys are 6 miles off ashore, and they see something in the water bobbing up and down. They go over and check it out. It's a buck. It's a buck. And it's shaking, and it's just barely, you know, staying above water, and it's not going to last much longer. So they get over there, and they tie a rope around its antlers, get it in towards the boat, and drag it towards the shore. And they're very careful not to pull it too hard or hurt it. And they can't get the boat clear in the shore. So Rob puts a life jacket on, jumps out of the boat, and pulls the deer in by himself into shore because he couldn't get the boat or you'd ground the boat. So he pulls the deer into shore and yells for people on shore to get blankets, and so people rush in their houses and bring blankets out. Stays there for 3 hours with this deer until it warms up enough that it walks off into the woods. That's a fucking hero. That's a hero right there, folks. Somebody that would risk their own butt, jump in the water, and a deer can tear you to pieces. I mean, you know, you don't go near a deer. Their hooves can just cut your head off. I mean, seriously. So he risked his own life to save this soul, this animal, and his rewards will be way bigger than I can give him on this little dumb show of mine. But that's right. Tom says all lives matter. That's for sure. And so Rob Curdy is our hero of the week. But I do have a special mention of somebody else that just today I heard the story. I watched it on TV of Charles Kettles. So I want you to look this up. It's bound to be on YouTube because it just happened today. And he got the Medal of Honor today. He was a Vietnam veteran, and he was flying a Huey helicopter. He was leading 6 Huey helicopters in to pick up 44 soldiers that were being pinned down by the Viet Cong. So he made one run, and they lost a bunch of choppers. So he got another chopper, came back for a second run, and these were unprotected. They're just sitting ducks. The chances, all of them knew that they might, the chances of them making it back were almost nothing. They were going to get killed, but they had to try. He made a second run, picked up more guys, got the heck shot out of him, made a third run when he found out there was still some people left. Makes a third run with only one chopper left. He went in by himself with no protection, took a mortar, blew out his front windows, another rocket hit his tail. He bounces the thing in and gets a load of people and has to just just skim along ground. He didn't have the power to get it up. So he got it up, but then he gets radioed, hey, the 8 guys that were creating cover are still stranded there. So he flies back with this chopper that will barely fly, picks up the other 8 guys, takes more fire, more mortar hits, and one guy, it's almost like President Obama said, it sounds like a bad Rambo movie. It's so crazy. One guy falls out and is hanging on the skids, and he gets them all to safety. And so all these years later, he finally gets the Medal of Honor. That is, I mean, we have it so damn easy, I'll tell you. So easy. I mean, those guys in the Vietnam War got spit on when they came back. They were just doing what they were told and showing the greatest honor of any, that stuff we'll never know. None of you on here, including myself, will never know a death-defying situation like that where we'd have to have the guts to go back 3 times knowing we just signed our own death warrant. Nobody on this line. All right. Now, if you're a vet on this line and you've been there, I apologize because you may have been there, but nobody here is ever going to be there. Nobody, most people are not. So I heard that today. So please watch the ceremony. The story is told by President Obama. Obama. Okay, there's a slip there. Was just totally compelling. And that gentleman, he said, this is a big hubbub about this. There's nothing, Yeah, right. Yeah, if he's got more gumption in his little finger than whole generations of people walking around the streets now protesting do. That's for sure. Okay, so that's our show for tonight. Keep those cards and letters coming. Please check out antion.com/pro speaking. We got 2 or 3 at the most slots left for the speaking mentor program. Remember, Butt Camp's coming up on the 30th. You can stream it anywhere you are in the world, very inexpensively. And if you've come before, you can come live for free or just a tiny streaming fee to check it out online for all the updates. And plus, and I'll tell you what, there's lots of difference since the last time we had one. So tell all your folks about this. Normally it's Sunday nights at 10. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me. Check it out. Catch you later.